guys might have been like, preparing yourself and like, using the new certain developments that we recently did. So opening with that, like, one of the first things that we did, like, in the recent time is like we started with like the statistics part. This is just the start, just to understand all the APIs and everything that we can do with like, the third party. This was just the basics that we wanted to put forward, but more to come for like the analytics side of it and statistics. Like I'll be showcasing that, like what we are planning to do in the coming screens. With that, we recently did a UI UX revamp and wanted to hear like everyone's feedback around it. Just wanted to walk everyone through like what all changes which we went ahead with. The main idea was that we were growing as a product and we wanted to add more features and like arrange and bring better usability to it. And we were realizing that day by day, whenever we want to try and add a product out, like we were leading to a like a lot more like cluttered space over there. So in a sense, like, if I have to talk about the older UI, like our full screen was just going with like, the stats part of like, a very small stats part of it, and then like showing like which all connected socials you are using. And majority of the people had asked that they want like calendar to be the default. That's something that in future we are going to give you a settings which you can just enable and keep that as default. But it will be both way around. Like you will get the option, like, do you want to go for list or do you want to go for like calendar as your default? Right. Then we don't have like earlier, if you wanted to check like more than like 20 recent posts, like it was not possible to check it from like, high level. You had to go to like, that social post, scroll up and check like the content of those particular posts. Now with the social posts, like we are providing like all types of filters. So you can go back in time and then you can check back like, whatever you had published at that point of time. And you can also check like, how many likes, share and comments, like, all those basic statistics around it, like what were there. And you can also check like the preview. Like for example, if you created like, a published preview of it, like you will be able to see something like this. So you click on any of your posts, like you will get a preview tile over there. Basically, this is what you will be getting over there as a post detail, which earlier used to be like you were going to a post composer screen and then you were looking at it. Then in the content area, now we have brought in like, more and more options, something called a CSV, recurring, review, RSS, template library approval, but it just is gone inside like the content area of screens, right? And now you can like actually go and edit screen, view them out. You can also go to the calendar view. I'll just go to one screen back. You can go to calendar view, and if you have published your post, you will be able to see the stats also on the calendar view as well, not just on the list view, but also on calendar view as well. So all those things like being kept in mind, like we're going through a revamp just to make it like, better accessible. And then you can like, play around with your past data, your future data, with all those things being kept in mind. Like these were the changes that we went ahead with. Are there any good feedbacks that we can definitely learn from and improve it? Like I'd be happy to hear them out from everyone.
I think it's a good start. I mean, for sure.
Awesome. Any
That's good. We
other?
don't have anybody yelling, so this is amazing. Um, I agree. I think the UI is super nice, so I don't have any like big complaints. I'm just gonna be the nitpicker, so keep my mouth shut for now.
No worries. I guess I got a question in the chat from Lynn. You wanted to know if there were like, will there be tags for the post that we can use to sort with? Yes, you can add tags on the post. So you just need to click like advanced option and it will allow you to add your categories and tags. In future, we are also bringing like, category queue. That's something that I'll be showcasing further in the slides. But you can also filter by that as well. Like you add in the tag, you can filter it out. You can add category, you can filter the content out by that. Yeah, cool. I guess like, if there are any feedbacks, any ongoing suggestion, like definitely do add it to us. Like we are still working on certain performance issues on certain screens, but that will be all sorted out like, in some time. All those things being kept in mind, like the main goal behind this was like we want to expand on functionalities, and with that, like we wanted like easier flows and functions for our users, right? So if you have any feedbacks, like we'll be happy to improve them and like, work upon it for sure.
And are we gonna be doing I know that it's on the roadmap somewhere, but posting this out to communities?
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
I'll come to all those
Oh,
screens.
perfect. Yeah. Hang tight, everybody. We got a lot of cool
2
stuff.
weeks. 2 weeks.
Soon.
So the post composer revamp is coming up. So the idea is that, based on all the feedbacks that we collected till now, right? We are going with this particular feedback that we got. That if we want to create like a post with an image content, like it was easier to do across the board. Like you just choose all your socials and you'll be able to do it. But that was not the same story for any video content that you wanted to create. So if you wanted to choose like TikTok, Facebook, you wanted to add like YouTube shop, it was like, you had to create like 3 different posts. With this release that we are doing with the post composer revamp, the idea is that, you get an option to do all those 3 together. So that's the main thing that we are trying to target with this particular release. With that,
One quick question on that. So if I'm doing, because Reels or stories aren't available on Facebook, but they are on Instagram or vice versa.
it's
So how
available
does that
it's
work?
available on Instagram. Facebook is there on our roadmap. So it should be there
Okay.
like before end of like before level up. Yeah.
Right. But if I want to do a story before, if I selected Facebook and Instagram, not knowing that story wasn't available for Facebook, it wouldn't let me select story. To me, it would make sense to reverse that process. So if I pick story, it shows me what networks I can select rather than me select the networks that I want to post to and
Okay.
then be like, okay, well, why can't I post a story? They both
Yeah.
have stories with
Got it.
no
So I guess like,
information of
the
why I
main
can't select story.
Yep. So all that kept in mind, like we've changed the order, right? So first you choose your social because you want to know like where you want to post to, right? Then you come down and like, below options. Let me just annotate over here so it will be better. So in the below option, like idea is that, you do all your selection, setup, and then like, those option selection. So if you have TikTok, you choose that. If you want to add like, YouTube feeds, story or reel, you choose from those 3. Then you want to add like,
Gotcha.
one of the TikTok, you choose that. So all the setup part will be below, but you get to choose from there. Instead, like, in the earlier process, we were just restricting you out. That particular part we have just uplifted altogether. Like you can choose whatever you want to put it as settings that way.
So in this case, if I select Facebook and Instagram that I want to post to there on Instagram, it'll show me the available option of story and reels, but on Facebook, it'll only show me reel.
Yes, that way.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can tell you for non-techie people, because we went over this in a meeting yesterday with a couple clients, and for non-techie people, I can tell you this is not clear to them.
Yep. As in for the older UI, definitely like, that's something as a lesson also we learned from ourselves. But with this one, like you'll not be facing that issue because the idea is that, you create your content at the top and below are all your settings for each social. And that should be like, pretty simple because there are descriptions given over there in order to like, help you out. With this UI, the main goal was to reduce like, that friction that we were causing because you were choosing like multiple socials and there were like, like real story and post option written at the top, right? That was stopping you out altogether. That is removed altogether and just given below, but different combinations that you can play to create your video content. Yeah.
I do have a question. I don't know if it's fitting to ask now about here since we're in the composer, or do you want me to ask it later?
Just give me some time. I'll take it up for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So the other feedbacks that, we got around the post composer side of it was to increase like, the post box area. Like we used to get like a lot of feedback. If someone's writing like a longer post, the scrolls used to come up and then like, people used to feel like, they're not able to read the whole content that they've written other than the preview side of it. So those part we have just tried to solve it out. The other thing is that we worked on preview side of it. Like, earlier, one of the things that we got as feedback that we'd done a not so great job on it. So with this, like, we have improved our preview a lot more. Like we have tried to scale up like, 400K, even like, sizes of content as well. And you will be able to see a better preview of all your socials that you used to get. So that particular part, we have just tried to like, improve it. In future, we are also going to optimize the files that you are putting together. So for example, if you are saying, and we are going to give you an option also around the settings area, that do you want to optimize your images and video? See, the idea is that, if Facebook allows like, certain amount of like only 10 MB of like, content, and then like you added something like 12 MB of content, and like it asks for a specific resolution and everything, then right now like a lot of customers struggle with that, like all the error messages that are there because there are multiple of them. So with that, like what we are going to do in future is that we are going to allow users to see that optimized content over there, and they can choose that do you want to go for an optimized content, just so that we can help you guys out solve the errors that are faced across the board that way. Then other things that we have done earlier, like, a lot of customers used to miss out on, the error messages that were there, right? So what we have done is like beside the post only, you get the error messages. Now you click on it and it will scroll you to the error message. If you have not scrolled it till that end, like if you click on it, it's just going to scroll you there. So that, it just helps out a customer before like going live and like making anything like, scheduled out, or like, if you are putting out the post for like approval. So all those things we have taken care, and like with all the status part, we've just moved it bit at the top rather than like a bottom element with like, just a button of like, posting out. So these are the improvements that we have worked upon for like, the composer part as of now. Yes, I guess like, I had to take a question from Jennifer.
So on the Facebook, the algorithm rewards you when you use a lot of their native tools. Is there a plan to be able to choose, if we're choosing Facebook, to choose like the background color images that they have natively?
They don't provide to third-party providers the background color images. So that is not something like, which we can, unless they don't expand it inside their APIs, like we can't add it inside like, our own APIs. The day they do it, like we'll definitely go ahead and like, extend that support for sure for that. Yeah.
And if that's not possible, can we reverse it? So I know I've been a part of another system, there's not many of them do it. So I know it's not easy, but then if I have to upload a CSV file to Facebook to use that feature, is there a way we can have the post show inside the calendar with stats?
Inside calendar.
So right now,
She's saying that for the post that she has scheduled on Facebook, that it's essentially a two-way sync.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Understood. Yeah, that's also on our pipeline, but we are not going to pick it up in this quarter, like probably next quarter, because like, we have like bigger items to deliver this quarter. So I'll just finish off all those items. I'll show it to you. And then like in the next quarter, we can definitely touch upon this particular part, which is like a two-way sync, which we do between like, high level and Facebook both together. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Any other feedbacks that are there around this particular post composer? Okay, when is this being released? Like this will get released in like 2 weeks timeline. Like next week, the team is like not out of office. But other than that, like, that's the timeline that we have done. There is already an actual flow that's ready. I can show it to you, but I'd guess like, we'll go to other things because there are like, more exciting things in the pipeline that we wanted to show with everyone. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. One of the main things that we have been working and like, growing ourselves is the review post 3.0. So just consider this is just like a review post upgrade. We are just using the word 3.0 just to make like, okay, we have improved like, over a period of time, a large number of sets. Let me just make like, because the screenshots are smaller, we have a basic demo of it also ready. So the idea was that, we wanted to get all your socials, your stars and everything done. You can also post your reviews on Instagram story as well as like, on the other socials that you might have chosen. You can add in your own backgrounds and like, choose the backgrounds that are there. You can also choose like, the caption that you want to add, as well as like what type of display author name you want to give, right? So just to be like, some people don't want like their customer names to get public or like an author names to get public. They can just choose to like put in initials or nothing over there. So those words don't get transferred, right? You can also add like, a font text color and background text color. We are also going to allow font type as well in future, where you can choose your fonts as well. And then like if you're choosing like font text color or background color, you can also choose to increase, decrease the opacity and everything just to make it like more relevant to your brand. So that particular part is something that our team has done right now. There is one or two more things that are coming with this particular option, which is like, if you click on edit on this particular screen, right, you will be able to move the stars at the very top the Google logo at like very bottom, just to make your look and feel of that particular post like bit unique look wise, so that you can get like a bit more differentiation in order to get like look and feel branding wise differentiation. So that's something that we have done. I guess I have Hamad on the call and he can give us a brief demo of it. Please just consider this is just a demo in terms of like staging view of it. So there might be some things like not working. So I'm being honest, like we are just showcasing what we have built in. Hamad, you are here, right?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hi guys, I'll share my screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Guys, please let me know if my screen is visible.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is the new review post area. So here we have a sort of a three section slider here, and here you can select the source, and here you can select the stars for which it should be applied and the social account. This is already built on. I'm in edit mode. Let me go to a fresh one. Okay, I'm gonna select both of these, and let's say 4 stars, and I'll for the sake of the demo, I'll select an account from each platform. LinkedIn, yeah, Twitter, that should be fine. And you can select story also, Instagram story also. That's something new. And I'll select these background images, which will be posted at the random. And here's the preview part that we improvised on. And let me add a caption here.
And just wanted to tell, like, we are picking up the live preview from your last, review post that you might have generated. So that's the preview that it will pick it up.
Okay. Thanks, Pooja. And here you can customize how the author name should be displayed, or the reviewer name. Can choose to go with only initials or none at all. Let's go with only initials for now. And another thing is that you can edit the color of the font. And let's go with white for now. And you can edit the background color also. And one more thing that is, you can also control the opacity of this, or the transparency of this. And let's check out the previews. This is for Facebook, Instagram, and we said Instagram has a story, right? That also you can preview here. And this is for LinkedIn, and this is for Twitter. And here you can, in the previous step we selected the background images, right? That we can preview with the help of this carousel controller.
Beautiful.
And one, yes.
No, he's saying
Yeah,
beautiful.
no, it looks really good. Keep going.
Yeah, thank you. So once you feel so this is right, you can just hit create post, and it will all be it will get published.
Awesome. I guess Tony had a question. Again, we can go ahead with the question. Like, that's what we wanted to show everyone. Yeah.
That's awesome what you're showing. What would be really even more awesome would be in the caption area, if you could refer to the author's name. So you could say, "Hi, Tony, thanks for the great review. Glad you had a great time," or something like that, to make
Got
it a
it.
more
As
personal.
just add a custom value over there and like, just allow you to like get the name of the person who has been giving you the review added
Right.
over there in order to, yep, this was something that we also thought about. Like, we were not able to get that to work out of box, but yeah, we'll definitely take this into feedback.
Okay, thank you.
With the caveat that if you choose not to display their name
Right.
there, then there needs, like, I think that's the only catch, is it's going to be kind of tough to dynamically limit what custom values can get brought in, because you
Yes.
could shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
But it's itself is a good feedback, because like you would like to give them a thank you, but then the other thing also comes around this, right? They should be part of your page to be existing over there as a user to just thank you them out, right? to
Right.
give them the
Well,
credit.
yeah, so there's two components, right? Like one would be tagging them, which of course they'd probably need to be part of the page, or those permissions need to exist. But even if that doesn't exist, like even just talking to them with just their name, I think is beneficial. So
And if you're already getting the author's name, surely you could refer to that.
Sorry.
If you're already getting the author's name, to put it into the post, would you not be able to refer to that in the caption?
No, I guess we can do that, but we'll have to do it through custom values, because that caption is like a common caption that will go out with all your reviews, not just with this particular review, right? So we need to give you custom value in order to get that, bracketed thing, so that it will always pick up a dynamic name that you added over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be always Dexter. So it can be like, anyone who wrote you the author. So we just need to bring in like, the dynamic field for that. So for that, like, we'll definitely run it down for sure, as in something that we can definitely work upon. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Looks great though. Thank you.
yeah, AJ.
Pooja Ahmad, well done. Really nice user experience. Just a few suggestions here.
Yeah.
I noticed on the Instagram story there's a square post as well. Perhaps something that would fill the void. Perhaps stretching the background or having a 9:16 background, so it's more suitable for stories and reels.
Yes. So we discussed this out internally as well. In order to get you that 9:16 background, right? It has a bit of like, hassle, because we need like, for Facebook and all the other providers, because this is like that dynamic patch in between is a dynamic patch. It's not like, something that we get to be done. It's like a content getting stuck on something, and then like, there's a background that
Understood.
we need to look at. So with that, like, we did discuss this out. We'll again come back with some plan, but this is something that we will do as a iterative basis in order to get there with like, that full over-screened thing where we take a screen, like a cut of it, or like, just make it like smaller and give you that 9:6 for whatever the backgrounds that you've chosen. That particular part, like, we'll definitely take into account.
Brilliant. And just the second one was when you're changing the fonts, the colors, and let's say you're dragging and dropping the stars, as you said earlier, perhaps an option to save that as a palette. So in the future, when you're looking to share, posts again, you don't have to keep doing those settings again and again.
Yeah, that's not something that you will be doing. This is more like a master setting. This will do it
Okay.
for all your future reviews that are coming in.
Fantastic.
It's just like, something that you'll do once and then you need to forget about it. That sort of a setup.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Great. Dan?
Yeah, this looks great. I have two questions, and I see some people in the chat too, talking about it. Instead of a common caption, is there a way to have, I don't know, either AI in the
Automated AI.
captions?
Yes. That's
Or-
something that we will definitely explore for sure. In order to rewrite whatever is written, like we'll give you 3 or 4 templates to choose from. So like it will rewrite, or either you can write a thank you template over there, or it can be like, a sales template for you in order to like, sell your services just based on like whatever the customer has wrote over there, or just a generic thing that you want like, to go out, but with like, refreshed content over there. With AI, like, just creating like reshuffled content variation of it.
All right, so it won't be the same every single time.
Yeah.
All right. My next question too is, I know right now the review post image size is like 1024 or 1072 or something. It's like an odd. It's not a square image.
1024. It's like 1024 is the size that we have taken.
All right. Is that going to stay that way?
Yes, as of now, we don't want to change it because we have seen like, the sucks in the terms like, we have just taken out like all the social. The major social that everyone's post to is Facebook. And with Facebook, like, that is the best size that it goes like, better looking. But that's recommended. You can go for a lower size as well, but that's the recommendation that we wanted to put, that, just come with us.
I know. I'm just curious, when you go into like, Canva or something and you create like an Instagram post, the default's 1080 by 1080.
Bingo.
So for
And
Instagram,
so many people, okay, And if you take a photo on your phone and you want a custom background and you crop it to square, now let's say somebody comes in, they have 30 pictures and they're like, hey, this is the wrong size. Then they have to go back to Canva. It's just a ridiculous size. And it should be, if it's square, it works.
Got it. As in, you just want it to work. Like if it's a square, then we should just go ahead and like, do it. Either size of it.
And
Like if it's
users to
900
not
by
have to create a bunch of posts and then
Got it,
figure
got it.
out, okay, this is a weird size. And then they have to go out and start trying to crop some stuff.
Got it.
They take
Got
a square photo off their phone of like the front of their store or their bar, and they're like, hey, this is our background. It just needs to work.
Got it.
And the thing about it, it works on every other platform if you're posting it natively. It just takes the square photo. It's not, hey, you need to add a pixel or stretch the photo. So I'm just thinking of,
We are going to bring in the image and the video optimization. That's the main thing that might solve like, this particular issue. So you bring out like, whatever the image that you have on Canva or any other place that you might have created your content, right? You come back, you add that out. If it is not matching up and if you enable like, the image optimization, then we will do the optimization for you rather than you going back and like, doing it on the social as in
all
wherever
right,
you.
so let's say just for, just figuring out how this works. Somebody comes in, they got 20 photos, they crop them all down to square on their phone.
Yep.
And they upload all the images. Is at the upload point, is it going to tell them, hey, this is the wrong size?
No, I'm not at the upload point. So the idea is that
So they could upload all 20, create their
all
post,
20.
and then be told, hey, this doesn't work.
No. Wait. So there will be in the settings area, one setting that will be called as like, image optimization and video. Basically, we don't want to, someone who wants like a high reso image, like we don't want to optimize those kind of content that they want to like, not every time optimize. So basically they'll say that, okay, you allow us to optimize your image and video. They enable one setting inside a toggle button, right? When someone comes to upload that particular 20 images, right? If it's not meeting up, we are going to give them the option that we are going to optimize your video. There will be a button again saying that do you want to optimize or not, as in to give them the backflip as well available, right? By
Okay.
default,
And that's coming when this is that down the road, or is that going to be like when this is released?
Because it requires a huge infrastructure in terms of like the image optimization behind the picture. So that's something that we already started the works around it. For that, like all these the UI UX changes that we are doing across the board for like
All right.
CSV or this and like all other things, like once that is done, like that will be the big project that we will be taking in internally. Because by
Okay.
by
But
next
for right
quarter,
now,
this
when
is
this gets
done.
released to everybody, it's 1024 and you have to live with that size.
Yes.
Ugh,
As
okay.
please deal with it in terms of like, just give us some time to like, get back to you with a better sizing option. I can also talk to the team and like, give you a better sizing option. I guess
I
me and
mean, I just have people going in and trying to use it and they're like, hey, this square photo doesn't work. I'm like, I know.
as you need like a
Just to
square
jump in
photo,
here.
right? It could be any dimension that you want to go ahead with, like 900 by 900, 1080, or like, 2024, like any dimension, right? That's what you wanted to do, right?
Yes.
I'll talk to the team and get back to you on that for sure.
I mean, we know how to do it and users aren't going to, do it.
Yeah, as and I understood, like it will act as a hiccup, like when you are trying to like, get them to use a particular.
Yeah, they'll abandon the whole idea of doing it.
Cool. No worries. I'll definitely come back with a solution and then come back to you for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Aman, let me take over the screen.
Yeah, sure, for sure. I'll stop sharing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, like we're also bringing in LinkedIn carousel post to Social Planner. So basically the idea is that, you add in your, you choose the LinkedIn option. And then once you've chosen your LinkedIn option, you add a PDF. So we are going to allow you to upload a PDF and then you can post it as a photo as well. This is one of the highest formatted, like, if you are doing a lot of engagement on LinkedIn, then this is one of those formats that gives you the best engagement score across the board. So based on our study and like, working with all the social providers, like we were able to understand that this is one of the reasons that people get a lot of engagement on their particular post. So with this, like you can just add a caption, you can add in a PDF, and then there is an option called as like, post photos as a PDF document. So you can add multiple PDFs as of now. We're going to start with PDF, then allow like PPT and other formats as well as a document format, and then you can go from there. So basic idea is like just to start with like, the PDF part, then PPTs, then documents, or like, any of the XLS file, like all those things, like we'll try to accommodate as much as possible in order to get you like, an option to post it as photos or photos document. And you can also add in the title of that particular document just in order to like, allow the users to use it out. Yeah. So that's something that we have
Cool.
done right now. And just hoping. Cool.
Everyone loves a good PDF on social.
The next one is the community posting part of it from Social Planner. Just to give you a heads up, like we did a POC, it was successful. We're just going to show in like, next town hall, the whole flow, how we did today for review post, same way, just that we are working on some of the smaller features over there. So the idea is that, you as an owner or an admin will come to Social Planner. You will connect the particular group that you wanted to like access or to post to, right? So you will connect as an admin or as an owner of a particular community, come to Social Planner, you'll connect that out. Once you've done that, basically it will start showing up in the Social Planner, the option to view all your channels that you've added. So your group's name and then all your channel name will be visible. You choose all your channels and you choose all your channels that you want to post to. Once you create your content, you schedule it out. You can also post it over there. We are going to bring in one more functionality. For example, you have certain spokesperson inside, like, you have 3 or 4 admins, but some of them will be a spokesperson inside your team, right? You can just allow to post on behalf of them. That's something that we're working on right now. So I could not showcase to you like a live demo URL for that, but that's something that I wanted to do, like, probably like next town hall, like it should be ready and I can showcase to you end-to-end flow. So that's something that you should be expecting from our side soon. Yeah. Cool.
So cool. Charles.
Yeah, Charles.
Not 2 weeks, Pooja. No, so I do have a question. So when it comes to things like this, it'd be really nice if there was a way to, the beta.go high level is kind of sometimes things are there, sometimes things are not, sometimes it's live, sometimes it's not. It would be really nice if things like this, if they've gone through some initial Q&A and it's not going to destroy anything, it may not be totally perfect. If we could, for agencies that like being in betas, if we could have this in the agency level beta to enable it for our agencies, and that way it's a 2-factor opt-in. We'd have to opt in it at the agency level and at the sub account level, but say, hey, if you want to be an early tester of this, it's not going to blow up, but it may not work totally right, like forewarning. I know there's a lot of us that would love to start
Yep. I guess
feeding
like,
back and using this stuff.
yes. So I guess like, we stopped giving the beta access because like, we were not keeping it stable because every team pushes
Yeah.
like alternate day. That's why like, we stopped giving the beta access to our customers, but we can definitely like, start doing that again. I can talk to like Varun and other few people inside the team and come back with a plan around it for sure. As in, we wanted to do that, but we started like, not working very actively on beta because like we were not keeping like across the board, the teams are growing and it was not becoming like a stable route. So that's why we
Yeah.
stopped sending like,
Well, and
invites.
that's why, I mean, and I figured that was the reason, but that's why I've, mentioned the agency labs toggle and the sub account labs toggle.
So for
If
this one, definitely like, it makes sense to go by that route. Like for community
Yeah.
post, we also believe that it should go by the labs route. But probably like, the other feature like the review and the other ones like will definitely go through because like, we can't keep like 2 infrastructures running for like one same content. This is a new
Yeah.
feature. This will definitely go by beta labs route.
Yeah. And I mean, I like the labs feature better than the beta simply because I want as much feedback for you guys as possible, and hopefully,
Before we open
people
the-
realize there's a feedback button, and the blue circle with a
Yeah.
question mark is not the feedback button. But just my thoughts.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely like, pass it on and like, we'll work on a plan around it for sure. Cool. let me just take it forward. So there are other enhancement. Anything that's like, in yellow is something that, we have been working on ongoing and we are working on it. Anything that's in white, let me just walk you guys through. Like these are some of the things that we are planning to do before level up. So don't consider that quarter 3 is just something that is going to get ended now or like next month. It's something that we are considering till like level up. So we are going to add like in inbox management, Facebook stories. We are going to do CSV advanced enhancement. So something like this, right? So today you create a CSV and you're only creating like a basic CSV with like, 6 like, columns over there. Our idea is that, you want to run everything outside in terms of like, you want to create like a heavy CSV where you want to do GMB post extra fields. You want to add in like, watermark, first comment, you want to add categories and tag, you want to also add reels and story, you want to do recurring. All of those things should be possible like out of box with the CSV enhancement. So the idea is that, we'll give you 2 options to choose from. Do you want to go with the basic or do you want to go for advanced? And advanced will be able to do like, what we are just talking about. Yeah. With that, we're also going to go through a UI revamp over there in the CSV enhancement. I'll definitely, I'm not so sure, like I've added like, later down in the lane with some screenshots, but in link shortener is another one that we are going to do, and we are going to do the analytical reports, the summary, and then for each social, we're going to start with the summary. Facebook and Instagram has like, the starting point for like analytical reports, and then like go from there, like with other socials as well. I'm going to drop some images over here just so that, you get an idea. So inbox management is something that we are going to do. The idea is that, you are able to manage your comments that are coming, not like, the other way around. So you will have like, it is in two-way sync with the conversations team as well. So the idea will be like, you get a comment on a particular post, right? You can come to Social Planner, find your post, and then like you can comment over there. And then the other way around as well. Once a person has been created as a, like if they comment on a particular post, then like, it becomes a user over there inside like, the conversations area, and you'll be able to see that particular post and then the comment that came in with it. So you can respond back from there as well. So it will be a two-way sync. Here you get the post preview, and over there in the conversations area, you actually get the user preview who has commented over there. That's the main goal that we are trying to achieve with this particular function. The next thing that we are doing is the statistics part. This is just a brief view that I'm just bringing before everyone. So the idea is that we're bringing in number of posts, total likes, total followers, total impressions, comments, social post performance over here. Oh, I'm sorry. And then number of posts, we are going to show on week basis how we are performing, what's the engagement score that you are generating. It's below down, so not like brought in with that. Then you're going to get like top performing posts by likes, comments, shares, and reactions that you are adding. Then you can get like total impressions, total followers, total reactions. So you get like data around that for each of your social. And then you also get gender, demographic, and reach by age. So that way, like, you are actually getting the whole data across the board, which you are publishing and generating a content on. Yeah. Cool. I'll just go ahead and the comments.
Charles, do you got a question on that?
So going back to the CSV, is there any, so one thing that has plagued a lot of SMMAs here recently is some of the traditional sites for hosting images for CSV function have broken. There's been a lot of talk around it. Is there any talk around how to best utilize the media library, or is there a plan in place of how someone could dump some files in, dump a bunch of photos into the media library, and then be able to get a list of those URLs so that they can be thrown into a CSV, and we're not.
We are going to do the other way around. So you can have like, for example, you have a URL on your Google link, right? We want to directly utilize that and just add it over there. That's what like, majority of the people today are doing when we are seeing like, on the CSV records. So that's something that we are trying to like, achieve in order to get like, all the CSV.
With the Google Drive integration.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
I share my screen. Just wanted to give you a sneak peek. Like I have like, 2 more products to go down. So I'll just be quick and just showcase to you quickly around it. So we will have 2 options. One will be basic, one will be advanced. In the advanced format, that's the one that I was just talking about. Once you choose advanced, we are going to give you CSV, XLS, and one more option will be there of Google Sheet. So you click on it, it will just create like a Google Sheet with all your folders with a sample CSV as a sample given over there. You add in all your content and then just download as a CSV, right? Our goal is that we start with CSV, later on, like we'll expand, like you create it as a Google Sheet, and you just come and like, add it as Google Sheet, we'll take that in as well. But as a starters, like we want to just go ahead with like, the CSV. You get format in all three, but you have to like, share it with us in like a CSV format. The idea is once you've given that, you choose your socials, you choose your approvers, and this is the view that we are coming forward with in order to like, reduce down the friction that we were seeing in the other screen, that we were not able to click on it, or we were not able to change the content on it, or not get the preview of like whatever the content that we have created. So now you get to choose all your content. You will also be able to see at the top, like, okay, I have 4 posts that have like errors on it. If I had 90 posts to go to each page and check like which 4 had an error, like it was like a tedious process that we were taking everyone through. So you just click on view them and you just get like all those posts that had an error. You click on it and we show over here at the bottom, I guess like, in the previous screens when I was doing like, the post composer part, the errors that we were showing, when you click on it, it will just scroll you down to the errors so that you get to like, change your date or anything that's like not working out for you. The other thing is like when you click on this particular option, right? So if you are on this screen, you click on switch to post preview, this just gets switched to like, the post preview part of it instead of the edit option. If you click back on it, like that should be the button name should be like switch to post editor, it will just move you to the next option side of it. So this is the new UI screen that we are just bringing in. And we want to remove that whole in between that button that comes up, right? When we are adding the CSV and that review and schedule option that keeps coming, we want to just remove that out and instead just process it faster and like bring you that, faster CSV UI to it rather than like, once like you uploaded the CSV, you chosen the social, it goes to a list view. That is something that is happening today. We just want to remove that step out. Instead, we directly show you the CSV. And then like, once it is done, if you want to take some time to like before scheduling it out, you can just come back again on list view and like schedule it out as well that way. So
Perfect.
this
Looks
is
good.
something that we're planning to do overall.
Looks good.
Tony,
The other thing I was going to
Go ahead.
say real quick is I just wanted to say the reporting looks phenomenal. So great job, Pooja. So if anybody doesn't know, she's been working on this reporting dashboards for months. So awesome job. They look great.
Thanks, Pooja.
I guess like,
Tony, I know
like
what you're
a
gonna
fact,
ask.
like once I was able to like, create and get it live, like that will be the day, like, I'll be able to say that, okay, we've done a like amazing mind-blowing job around it. And thank you, Charles. Like, I guess, like, a lot of other people like contributed to like, the research work. So I just want to take everyone like, bow down. Thank you so much for helping me out with like, any access or like learning part that you could share with me.
Yeah. Tony, you're gonna ask about the buckets, right? Category posting.
Yeah, and
it's there.
Pooja can
Also,
blame you and Chase for it because you've been teasing us about it for a while. Pooja, when are we going to be able to do posts from buckets?
I have designs for that as well. I can just give you a brief. I did not want it to showcase until like, we were ready with it, like with a basic ideology.
Are you
So,
guys holding back on us for the level up?
I guess so, yes. Just to give you. So we have something called as category queue that we are going to bring in. So idea is that you choose your content that where you want to post to, you choose your category. You also choose the queue that you want, like, any new content that gets added to this queue, do you want it at the top or not? Once you've done that, you choose the days that you want to like, add the content to. So you choose from Sunday to Saturday, like, your content. On each day, if you want to have like multiple time slot, you just add them out. Once you have done that, you actually get to see all your queued up posts inside that category. Now, for example, I have one category post that is there, and I want to add like multiple variations to it. So the idea is that, I want to finish the first queued post to go out. Then I want like, my second variations of all the queue to go out, then my third variation.
Awesome.
So the idea is that, we create for you an evergreen bucket of content that you're generating every now and then instead of like, just going by like, without a dry option, which is like, just going through a recurring post view.
So when is this going live, Pooja? Please.
This will be part of like, one of our level up releases that we start.
I knew it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for the demo.
All right, we'll move on to blogs now. Sufficient.
I guess I saw a lot of
Before we
comments.
give away any more secrets there for Social Planner, yeah.
Yeah, please give me like, some time to keep like, some secrets.
Yeah. The longer the
It's like
wait.
I'm gonna start having to preview my Figmas before I actually share my screen here. Showing too much.
Yeah. Cool. I'll move over. So some of the things that we have worked upon. Now we will be able to get like blog posts, like, the new flow that was ready. Now you can go to funnels and website. You can just add your new blog over there. If you add your new blog, you can click on it and it will open in a new tab itself. Like that was one of the comments that we used to keep getting. So all those things we have taken care, and like, now we'll be able to filter your recent post by category, by author, or like, if you want to just go by the recent post, you can just go by that. So with that, like we also launched like a new elements inside the blog site editor of code, map, and SVG. So if you have like custom CSS written inside like, funnels and website, and you want to move it over to like, to blogs, you can do it by saved templates. Please don't do the global sections, because they only work in a particular product. So for example, if I created a funnel, it only works in that particular funnel. But if I want to use that across like, funnels, website, and blogs, you should use the saved templates part of it as of now. With that, we also added like canonical links for category and author. So the idea with the canonical links, right? So we added like canonical links for blog post, as well as category and tags. So we've removed like, category and authors. We've removed tags as of now. We'll again re-add them out, where you can add like canonical links over there for those options as well. So the idea is that, canonical links are added in order to reduce down, saying that, if Google wants to crawl down on your particular blog content, and if your blog post is there, right? If it's found on your home page also and one of your category pages also, then they want to know like, which page to give, like, which page should get like, hierarchy in the crawl. So basically you'll give like your home page the hierarchy, or your category page. Like it depends upon how you would like to like, showcase. Mainly it will be the home page that you would like to give the hierarchy. So over there in canonical tags, canonical links, like you will be adding your home page URLs just to give like hierarchy in the SEO meta search. So that's like, how it will work for canonical links. With that, we are working right now on blog snapshot. We are also working on public APIs for blog. And we are also working on something that's like, really going to be cool, which is like a blog importer. I'm going to showcase like few screens on it as well. Then we're also going to add like template library for blogs. And then we are also going to give you design and style elements for blog post page. So today we are only giving you for blog, but we also want to give you for blog post page as well. And we are going to revamp the blog RSS page that you see today. We want to do a better job at it in managing that out. And we'll bring up like, fresh UI over there instead of this. The blog importer looks like this. So I'll walk everyone through. I have designs with me. I can walk everyone through that as well. So the idea is that you add your blog homepage, which you want to import. So you bring in any blog that you might have created on any third-party platform. You add the recent blog post that you might have created over there. Once you've done that, you tell us with the information, like where did you create it out, just for our understanding. And you also choose like where you want to import all your content that you have on that particular blog, right? So you choose the blog that you created inside high level. That will be the fourth field that you do. Once you've given us the recent blog post URL, we actually generate a preview of your blog post. Once generated, we actually showcase to you like, the mapping of the fields that you should be doing. Basically, there will be 8 or 9 fields that we need like data around. And anything that we are able to identify will showcase to you that this is what we were able to identify. But if we are not able to identify, you can also use like, the CSS selector in order to like, get us that data. So once you have mapped like, all the fields for us for like one post, we will do a crawling part of it and like learn from that. And any number of posts that you've generated over there, like we'll do an import of it and we'll showcase all the posts that you've done. And we'll showcase to you how many fields out of, like, for example, if there were 8 fields, out of that, like 7 matched up for a particular post, but rest of them, like all 8 on 8, like match were found. So when you click on import, all those that had 8 on 8 match, like they will go for published view, and anything that had like 7 on 8 match, like they get moved to like draft in order for you to work upon anything that was missing over there, right? So that's something that we are going to bring with, like, the import of blog post. So this is the big importer that we've been working on. So you can import your content from anywhere just to bring it to high level.
Do we know if we're going to limit how many posts we can bring in?
No, that's the idea behind it. Because, like, once you've created a mapping of your blog, like we will be able to get in any number of content that you're generated from there.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Dutch, you have a quick question?
I do. Am I understanding correctly? There's still not like a social media share button under a blog post. So if I post a blog on my website and somebody visits my website, they don't have a button like share on my LinkedIn.
You don't get directly share on my LinkedIn, but you can actually add, like, socials over there. So basically, like, if you add the social, they're going to land on your content, but like not the share blog.
No, I mean like a visitor of my website that they can share it on their own LinkedIn,
Yeah,
not on my LinkedIn.
We
it's like
don't
this
have
share this plugin for WordPress. There's a couple other ones.
Is
No, I
that
guess
something that is in the pipeline? Otherwise, I need to go to the idea board again.
no, I guess like it's there in the pipeline, but it will come in like Q4. We want to do like, the import, the snapshot, and then the public API first, and then touch upon like any bigger items, like, in the Q4 as of for blogs.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Custom code for the win. Mario?
Yeah, so I was just wondering if you have a timeline on the public API, because I know that's been a massively requested feature. So I just want to be able to speak intelligently about when that's coming out.
Yes, so we have already finished work around it. It's in QA right now. Just give us like next week, like the team is not around, but like post that, like, once they're back, like that will be one of the first things that we'll be launching along with Snapshot.
Cool. AJ?
Very quick question on the blog posts. What is the schema set up like? Is it set up with the correct schema for Google to recognize articles or video posts or whatever else there might be, or is it is that on the pipeline?
So are you talking about like, basically you want to tell them like which is this type of content? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, in WordPress at the moment, you're able to, for instance, use Rank Math or Yoast SEO or something along those lines in order to control the schema and how that content's displayed in the Google results. And also when so for instance, what you've got here is you're importing, let's say, 1,000 different posts. If you submit all of those posts at the same time to Google, it may cause some indexing problems. So just trying to see if something's in the pipeline as far as SEO goes and indexing and how that's displayed in Google results.
Yep. So I guess like, the website grader and then the SEO indexing, like that particular part is going to be taken care by like, funnels and website team, which will eventually come to like, the blogs as well. So that will be the team, like, which we will be definitely be pushing on. So once they do it, like, it will be definitely be visible. I don't have definite timelines on it, but I can come back and share with you that particular timelines around it because they are working on something around this particular path as well. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Cool. Charles?
So you mentioned when it comes to the mapping, if it can identify, we'll be able to use the CSS selector
Yes.
to manually map what we want
Yes.
to go into.
Yes.
And then another heavy use case that I've seen for this same thing, but in social planning. So I have seen over the years a lot of times you'll have boat shops, automotive dealerships. They will basically take a feed from the manufacturer and repurpose their manufacturer content onto their own Facebook page. So, you look at like Ford, they're putting out a bunch of content at that tier 1 marketing level, and then the dealership is repurposing, basically just copying and pasting the same exact thing at the tier 3 level. So if we could get something like this in Social Planner, that'd be nice.
What method are they using for that?
Yeah.
So there's tools out there that do it. I'll
Or like, are
have to
they
find the name.
ingesting like an RSS
Even like,
feed or like what?
No, they're not. So it's scraping because they're public pages. They're scraping public manufacturer
Okay.
pages on social
we have
media.
some take on lines around it, but it's a bit different. I don't know timelines around it, but this is something that we have been talking about it internally as well. It's something like you add your competitor or hashtag around it, and then all the content that's available over there, you'll be able to copy and import it over and like, just build it out from there. You'll just have to like, because of copyright and other issues, like you'll have to change the content up. Like that's something that we were talking about of implementing inside.
Well, that's a competitive use case. I think what Charles is getting at is like a collaborative one.
Yeah, this
But in
is
that case also, like I use the word competitor, but think like this, that, for example, that parent company's feed had like, hashtag something. You just find that particular hashtag that's unique over there. You put that up, all those feeds that are there, you just have a copy or expand button over there. You just copy it over just to keep the compliance button, everything. Like, we don't want to get anything blocked. So for that, like, you'll have to jazz it up the content that you're putting in order to get like, newer content or a fresh content on social media, like out there.
Yeah.
So that way,
Sounds like
like,
we could probably powwow on that and
Yeah.
figure out a solution around it. But yeah.
yeah.
RSS.app is one of the many that do it. So
Okay, I'll throw it in the chat here just for record's sake. Oh yeah, you already did it. Perfect.
yeah.
I'll write it down. Cool. Thank you for sharing. I guess there are a lot of comments coming in. I'm not able to see them, but I'll go through them for sure. Cool. The next one is chat widget. In chat widget, like we are doing incremental releases. We recently did like, the better customization and the user experience part of change. I guess like, I'm looking forward for more feedbacks around it. I guess with that, like we have been doing like, changes like, now we'll be able to change like, the powered by option to like, the whatever the wordings that you wanted to do. We are also going to bring in the like with the live chat also, we are going to bring in the consent option part so that you will be able to like, collect the consent, showcasing that consent inside like, the contact area. That's something that we are still working with that particular team, but that should be also be there soon. We're also bringing in the alt text for the images as well. That is that's already done. I'm so sorry. And then like other than that, like we're bringing in these other changes for for the chat widget, which is like, keeping the phone field optional. So you get to choose like, do you want to collect like the phone field or the email field? Right now, phone field is compulsory. So that's the first step of the puzzle that we are going to do. Then that small contact form that you are creating right now, right, will allow you to choose like, do you want to take the name, the phone, and the number, like all those things like optional, but at least like you need to take two fields from it. And then you can add in like 5 more fields. Like you can add birthday field over there. You want to add like address field over there. All this information like you'll be collecting through that particular form that you created over there. And we'll be using like, custom fields to collect that data out. Basically, we want to allow you to add like, more fields over there in order to play it around. Then we want to give you the contact form redirection link as well. That's something that we are giving. And then other than that, like, at the start of the chat, if you want to start with like, 3 or 4 options that you want like your customers to get help with, and later on, like we will give you image, previews, feeds, FAQs, all of those kind of options as well. When we are talking about like adding buttons based like redirection. And then we're also going to bring in all-in-one chat. All-in-one chat is something like, you have like a customer comes on your chat and they can choose what type of chat that they want to do. Today, you have to choose like either phone and email, or either live chat, or either the WhatsApp chat, right? Instead of that, like we'll give you all those options together and the customer can choose like what they want to opt to use it. Other than that, I forgot to add it over here. We're also working on something like, for live chat office hours, business office hours. So if you are there, like, between the X to Y business hours, and then later on you want like, just the contact form to come over there and want to collect the information, that particular part is going to be available soon. That's already being worked upon. I forgot to add that up in the list right now. Yeah. I hope I've covered almost everything that was needed. There are a lot of comments over here. I guess
let's see if we can go through a couple of these here. When will the API be released? I think that's a Q4 thing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
APIs for chat widget.
That was when we were talking about social planner, I think.
That's been asked and answered.
No, you guys already answered my question.
Okay, cool. Is there a size number, no size number limit for the post import? Oh, Canva API.
Yeah, for Canva
China.
Yeah, I guess like they've already removed the they've given us one sort of way to utilize the Canva API. So for that, like we are working with the media library team, and they should be the team who will be building it up so that you can not just use inside Social Planner, but across the product, so that it's just not restrictive inside Social Planner area. So that's something that we're working on with that particular team. There is no timeline on it, but I'll give you a timeline once I have a clarity around when it will go live.
Cool. Charles is asking, do we have the option to lock the agency branding on so that the sub account can't turn it off?
Agency branding.
So like
this is in regards to the chat widget.
Yeah,
I mean, I would raise it about the forms and surveys, but honestly, the agency branding is pretty atrocious on those. So I'm okay with them turning that off. I don't blame them. So.
Got it. So you are saying like basically if I was the agency owner, then I should be only be able to change that supported by or the redirection.
Correct.
Got it.
Yep.
I guess I'll have to check on it. Like B2D allow it to everyone, thinking that you are the customer is in line with you providing that service. So we'll definitely come back with a answer on that for sure.
For Social Planner, any plans for group approvals in the consolidated email once per day? So in other words, you put a bunch of posts together and then like once a day there's like an email that has like, hey, here's all
that gets triggered out. Yeah. I guess best part would be to add it on ideas board, because we don't have ideas board answer on that. That's why it's sitting lower. We have 800 700 600 votes for other items, and that's why this goes back in the pipeline. I would just recommend just to add the vote over there, and we'll be there with that particular option for sure sooner.
It is on the ideas board already. It's just I have a client that wants to approve every social media post, so he gets 30 emails when I spend the day doing the approval. So
as in you want a better user experience, and they just get one email a day, they open it up, they get all the, I guess we'll definitely work upon it, but we just need some votes around it just to get better perspective.
Thank you.
Dia, can you explain your question? You said you want some more clarity around all-in-one chat.
Yeah, what's the enhancement for the all-in-one chat?
So the idea there will be, so today, right, we give you option to choose your types. You can choose either phone or SMS, a live chat, or a WhatsApp chat. There will be one more option called as all-in-one chat, right? So customer, you as an agency owner, choose that out for that particular sub account. That particular chat loads up, and over there, it will give you 3 buttons basically. Do you want to talk to an agent? Do you want to talk, just collect, come back and talk over there? Or do you want to go with the WhatsApp option? So that way, it will just give you 3 options, talk to a live agent. The first one will be chat or SMS, and then the last one will be WhatsApp. So the customer will say that, okay, I want to do a live chat with a particular person right now. I don't want to do basis of help articles and anything that gets shared in the SMS or the first option over there, right? So customer can choose their option that they want to go ahead with in order to do the conversation. If someone wants an answer right away, the live chat makes more sense, right? But someone, it's not urgent, they can wait a day or two to get an answer, they'll go for the first option. Or if they are happy to have a conversation on WhatsApp, then they can just click on WhatsApp and go over there and redirect and talk over there, right? So that particular part is something that we wanted to provide based on the type of thing like, okay, I just don't want to have like live chat installed. Like I want to have all three options installed over there. So that's something that we are trying to do with all-in-one chat.
Okay. Is a question, is there what do you call this? A thought of like adding the functionality as well, that on the live chat they'll be able to use like a screen recording or something that's built in on the
As
chat?
an upload the content out, or do you want to like have a screen recording over there?
Yeah, so, something like that, because one of our clients, we had this live chat installed in the memberships, so that because they are teaching dance lessons, and then once that the students has a question on a specific lesson, they wanted so we installed the live chat in the memberships area, and then the student can then enter the live chat, but then they don't have the option to capture a video of them, like asking, is this form correct or something, to submit through the live chat. Yeah.
Got it. As in you want to allow them to upload a file. It could be a video format, it could be like an attachment, anything that they are comfortable doing, right? That's something that you're asking, right?
Not necessarily just upload, but you can hit a button in the live chat, like record a video or something through the live chat, not just upload a video.
Got it. I guess like, I'll definitely have to like look for like, out and market this particular thing, but I'll definitely check up on it. The upload part is something that we've already talked about internally that we wanted to provide. So that's something like, you should expect from our side for sure. But I will
Okay.
come back to you, reach out to you.
If you want to make a note, Facebook Business Manager has something similar to this in their support sidebar, where you can like record your screen and it's all native. They won't even accept like a Loom link. But anyway.
Got it. But I'll reach out to you there, like, for more information on it. I'll definitely have a separate call with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Friend, have I covered almost all the questions from my side?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm just going to drop my booking link. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I guess there is Joshua who wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, I had a quick question on Social Planner. I had talked with someone last week in regards to that rolling out in the app. One of the things that we're seeing that some of our customers are already talking about is the ability to let field technicians take a photo. So, if it's a carpet cleaning company, whatever that is, they're, out in the field, they take a photo of a before, after, create a social post with a slight caption, and then that would get added into the app and they could send for approval. And then a marketing manager, whether that's in-house at the client's end or somebody on the agency side, would be able to, adjust the caption and such. And then that way it could get scheduled accordingly. In conversation with the apps team, and then, looking at what you were showing, the functionality is essentially there. The only difference is the potential to hide or disable the direct publish button, because what we don't want is a field technician to be taking those photos and then publish. The benefits here is how our clients are currently handling this is they literally have a Google Drive folder. Everybody just dumps photos into a Google Drive folder, and the before and after images of one specific project may be named differently. They may get uploaded at different dates. There's no context to what the heck actually was in the image. So it just makes it very, very interesting. And we have some clients who they have field techs who, have side hobbies and stuff and are really good at Instagram and have, honestly, they'll probably be able to just, make sure the post looks appropriate legally from the company's perspective, hit publish, and they're done. So yeah,
As in,
anyway.
you want a difference in all the user permission, based on whatever the company team members are doing. That's something like we already are working on internally. So I can like definitely tell you like, we have something that we want to do, a role-based sort of a function where it will be like, 3 different roles that we want to give, like view and edit, view only, or like, just create like, view person can create it till like publish, but they won't be able to hit the publish button. It will always stay in draft. Anyone who has like view and edit, like they can publish and send for approval and all the other stuff as well. So those kind of things like we have been talking about, but I don't think like, we'll be doing before like level up. But yeah, for sure, I'll take this feedback and like come back to you like when we can implement this out overall and timeline wise.
Okay, perfect.
Good
Yeah, yeah.
question.
And in talking with the mobile team, they're like, the send for review functions there. They're like, we just, need to connect with the social planner team and figure out basically adding a toggle for the permissions of being able to publish content. So they're aware of it as well. So cool.
Got
Awesome.
it. Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I guess like, there are few comments around it. Ryan, I'll just close that out. The few comments around the brand board side of it. I guess we'll definitely put in like, I'll ask Shreya to just record a video and like drop it to like, anyone who's mentioned over there. We'll reach out to Lynn and like, Mario for sure, like with a brief video on what we are planning to do. Shreya had a town hall yesterday, so she definitely like, did a walkthrough of everything that we are planning to do. And we can also extend like, few beta users to like, try and test it out before you want to see it in the main app area. So that's something that we are doing. So basically brand boards are where you can like, pre-configure like your color palette, your logos, your fonts and everything. And then like when you're creating like, your funnels website or like emails, you actually get all those things like, pre-configured. I'm not saying that, you click on text button and like, your brand board text or typography comes in. That's the future step that we are trying to look at. But if you click on like, the text or anything, it will show you that, these are the brand text fonts that you've set in, and these are the colors that you've set in. In future, we are also going to allow you to add like custom values over there for like, the brand board, as well as like, you utilizing across like, all the different builder products. So it's just not like, relevant to these 3 products, but like, if you want to do it for blogs, you want to create like contracts and proposals or documents or membership, like all those things like, communities, all those things follow the same sort of like, structure where brand board becomes like, the main part where you set everything up and it just follows your brand related guidelines.
Yeah, like presets on a radio. They'll be available for you to choose easily, but it's not going to be replaced quite yet.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Looks like everybody's happy. Thank you so much, Pooja, for all your hard work. I know you're on these like constantly, and I don't know if you sleep ever, but we really appreciate your work and
She
of course
doesn't.
the team behind you, which I know is a big part of this. So thanks again. Grab
Thank you.
those summit tickets. I get a set of steak knives if I sell enough tickets. So,
Cutco knives.
really,
Get some Cutco.
not even. They're going to be from Target. All
Like
right.
knockoff Cutco knives.
Have a great one, guys. We'll talk
Thanks,
to you soon.
Pooja. Thanks, guys.
See ya.